How's everybody doing today? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Wow. First of all, I want to say huge thank you and huge debt of gratitude to everybody coming in. First of all, give yourself a round of applause. Everybody who showed up early to make sure everything gets set up properly. Huge, huge thank you and round of applause to Maria running this whole show. Give it up for Maria and everybody else, all the volunteers. Again, remember, it takes all of us to make this work, so thank you for that. As was mentioned, I was born in Soviet Union, living in Canada for over 20 years. Proud to be a Canadian. And the journey started for me, as mentioned, in May, coming to the first protest to end the lockdown at the Queen's Park. Being a health coach, this was not necessarily something really new to me, because I was always outspoken against, medical corporations and big pharma and all that nonsense, right? So we wanted to make sure that we understand that a lot of people have been doing already a lot of work and taking the action, and at this point what we do have is we have an amazing platform to really continue exposing the hypocrisies and everything else that's taking place.
Keep going.
Yeah. So what we want to make sure is we're exposing what's taking place right now even more. And that's, I think, is the golden opportunity for us. Thank you, Jeremy. So being a health coach, I always said, the big pharma is definitely not the way. We got to make sure that we're focusing on natural health options, etc. Thank you, guys. Right? There's always something going on, but we got to keep going no matter what. The sun is shining, so thank you to the sunshine. It's very important. And the reality is, we're here on purpose, right? My message more than anything for all of you guys, there's a reason why we're all here, right? It's not a coincidence. I can really look back and draw so many parallels to what's taking place with all of us, why we're here. And once you connect that you're doing this for a reason, and you understand that everything led in your life to prepare you perfectly for this moment in your life, you understand that you have to keep going. And you have to keep going no matter what, no matter what's happening, no matter what adversities or challenges or difficulties we're facing every single day. You wake up in the morning, is like, do I really still have to do this? And the answer is yes, we have to still do this, right? We have to keep going. From the words of amazing new motivational speaker we have in our movement, Macy, who's 6 years old, right? And she says, never stop fighting for my freedom. So literally every single morning when you don't feel like 100%, just play that. Like honestly, that's all you have to do. And then you get the juice back up into you and then you keep going. So we have amazing speakers coming up after the march, so I'm not going to spend too much time, but obviously give you a little bit of the origin story. Hugs of a Mask was the initial movement, right? And the mindset for that was hugs represents humanity, and it's all its glory, right? Children hug each other intuitively without even thinking about it. And that's important for us to remember that we are doing this for our children. Yes or yes?
For everybody!
Right? And then the mask, of course we're opposing the mask, and I guess maybe I had a little bit of the foresight that we're going to be fighting against these masks. It's been almost a year now. I remember in the beginning people saying masks will go away, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, we have to keep at this for sure. But it's a symbol more than anything, right? We do understand it's about symbols, it's about messages, right? It's about programming, right? And as much as we're doing that, on the other side, the agenda people, whatever you want to call them, we have to do the same. Right? We have to combat with the messages. That's why, the hashtag, love over fear, facts over fear, it's important, it's clear, it gets right to the point. And people were asking me in the beginning, why do you say maybe hugs, not mask? Well, because again, I understand. You don't want to just negate something. It's not about trying to negate. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to overpower and overtake, and that's why it's hugs over mask. Because if we're going to start doing something, it's not just about getting rid of something. When we're going to get involved, and by we I mean you guys as the freedom fighters and amazing activists, and again huge debt of gratitude to Ted Coons and Vaccine Choice Canada and all other amazing freedom fighters that have been doing this for decades. Not years, decades they've been at it, which is amazing, so thank you for that. And before I forget, Andy Wakefield will be the guest speaker on Wednesday at Vaccine Choice Canada. So make sure you check the schedule too, guys. So Hugs of a Mask is definitely just getting started, right? As much as there's a lot of nonsense going on from outside and sometimes from inside, all I can do is I just can keep doing what I'm doing, and I know it's right. I know in my heart what I'm doing is right. We're doing this with love, with education, and that's what I think is the power from day one. It's empowerment with knowledge, right? The government only has two things that they're betting everything on: ignorance and intimidation. And we can combat both with knowledge and empowerment and truth. And that's what we have on our side. Truth is on our side. Yes or yes? That's why there's no doubt what we're doing is right. And on that path, it's not about left or right. As much as they want to divide us, okay, with colors, with genders, with religious stuff, it's not about left or right. It's about right and wrong. And that's why we know we are on the right side of the history, no matter what's going on. So we have to stay focused on that. So Hugs of a Mask is just getting started. Marcella Williams, who's the managing director, who I'm so grateful for her involvement, and now she's leading the movement. She'll be speaking after the march, so make sure you come back after the march to hear a powerful message from Marcella Williams. The next initiative that I did a soft launch, so to speak, at the Dundas Square, October 31st, was We Are All Essential. And being a business owner myself, and working actually in Toronto in hospitality industry as a server and bartender for over 10 years. Yes, give it up for all the restaurants and bars, etc., right? And also being a health coach and personal trainer and working in Good Life and other boutique gyms, and even have my own wellness center as well. For 4 years I had my own wellness center too, so I personally understand what it is to be a business owner. What it is to make sure that the bills get paid on the first of the month before you even make any income. You gotta pay for your lease, for all the other expenses, right? So I understand that dynamic. So, and I was talking, even before I had any initiatives, I was talking to my friends, the gym owners in Toronto, like small boutique shops. You just have to open. Like, enough is enough. Talking about the science. I took science, and by the way, sorry, this is my beautiful girlfriend, Sarah. So we went together to our first protest in Queen's Park, and we took a bunch of signs, but the two signs that I was holding, and I have a picture with them. One said, real data versus fake model. Yep. That was the first sign I took on May 2nd of the last year. Already then we knew all this nonsense is based on fake modeling, when we have a real data that completely opposing to all these measures. And again, being a health coach and understanding that I was struggling already at this point in terms of my health, because I couldn't go to the gym, the social life was disturbed completely. I could only imagine how my clients were functioning. You know, current and previous ones, that they're completely out of a system of support for the mental health, for physical health. That's why it was essential. So I couldn't understand, why can't we just go back to normal life? Protect the vulnerable, yes, but you know, we have to go back to normal life. And the second sign that was closest to my heart said, our kids deserve normal life. Yes or yes? Again, that was on May 2nd of the last year. And then having a 4-year-old son myself at that point, even he was asking me, why can't I play with other children? I don't want to play with adults. At 4 years old. Actually, even he wasn't even 4 at that point initially when he said that. So the point is, we're fighting for our children, but the messages are so important, guys. The signs are so important, so that's why we're doing this. So, but going back to We All Essential, soft launch, it's not a mistake. As much as we want to not believe the truth, that the government actually going to do something on purpose and hurt us and our business community, they're actually doing it on purpose. Because again, the data is there. Like after almost a year, like come on. You cannot have a pandemic and have the same amount of people dying from all causes of death. It just doesn't make sense, right? So again, it doesn't take a college degree or any other medical degree to look at the basic data. But that's what I'm saying. How can you control and manipulate and make sure people are obedient is only when they are dependent on you. Right? And that's why small business owners, you are by nature, you're independent. You question the status quo. You don't like to be told what to do, right? And that's why, to keep you silent, first they're gonna economically suppress you, and that's exactly what they're doing, guys. So going back to We All Essential is imperative initiative for us to really push hard. Go on the website, connect, listen to Samantha Flatman later, some of the stories she's going to be sharing with you. And obviously as a part of the We All Essential, faith is essential, right? The religious freedoms in this country. Like, if you would have told a year ago to anyone around the world that there's going to be a pastor jailed in Canada, they would tell you crazy. And of all the provinces in Alberta, really? Nobody could have believed that before. So it just goes to show you that everything is possible, right? So we definitely have to help our religious establishments. Churches are essential, faith is essential, religious freedom is essential. And what I know now, give it up for that. And how I know that we're going to win this battle no matter what is because guess what? As one pastor sits in jail in Alberta, they had a service last Sunday there. They had a new pastor showing up, and the church was full. Full of people. The parking lot was full. Because you cannot oppose humanity. Humanity is all of us. Guys, in case you forgot, we were here before. Right? Humans were here before. If those, whatever they are, creatures don't like how things are run, they can go to Mars or whatever else. This is our house. This is our country. This is our planet. And we have to focus on a positive spin in all of this. The exposure, like Dr. Malhas was saying, and many other people, is uncanny. Like anything that was questioning before, if the government actually has an interest for us in heart, or medical establishment really does, it's not. If you think about natural health practitioners were non-essential. Remember, natural health practitioners were non-essential. Like, come on. Humanity is going back to its roots. We have our roots. We are humans. Humans are over COVIDism. That's going to be the new t-shirt I'm going to make. Because as we had communism, now we have COVIDism, right? So humans over COVIDism. And more than anything, humanity over tyranny. Yes or yes? So, on that note, what I understood is, as Hugs of a Mask helping to educate and empower people and make those communities, as we had festivals of life all across Canada, so families with children can come and hug and play, and it warmed my heart when I would see children playing and people hugging and breaking in tears because they have no human contact for like months before. And the embrace of the hug, as you guys all know, I don't have to tell you, is essential for mental health, for physical health, to boost your immune system. A simple hug does that. Come on. So Hugs of a Mask is, again, just getting started. Wait for the new initiatives we're going to be launching, campaigns, etc. I'll give you a small taste. You know how we had anti-smoking campaign? Well, guess what? We're going to launch anti-masking campaign. I'll make 3 simple comparisons for you to see how similar they are. As the doctors were saying smoking is safe for you, guess what? Masking is safe for you, right? As the doctor was saying, as we know, the doctors were paid, the scientists were paid to say that. Well, guess what? It's happening right now too. Okay? And I think everyone can agree, and a lot of people who maybe believe in some of the narrative, a lot of them can actually agree that masks and cigarettes should do nothing with children. Okay, and I think we all can at least have some common ground there. So we're going to be launching that and a lot of other things. Again, We All Essential, again, just getting started. We're getting to 1,000 businesses across Canada, so it's going to be important for us to make that stand with the businesses. However, when people were coming to me in the summer and asking me, how come mostly immigrants come to these protests, right, in the summer? Like, you have, you know, Russians, Ukrainian, Polish, Romanian, from Venezuela, from China, like they're all Canadians, right?
We're all immigrants.
And people were asking me, like, it has to do with intelligence. I'm like, no. People are intelligent everywhere, of course, right? What's missing is a perspective. And you either have it or you don't, right? And in my opinion, the perspective that you can gain either from personal experiences, so you live through it, so then you have it, or you study. You listen to books or read books, you listen to people, and that's, by the way, the separation of elderly from the young is for a reason. It's not a coincidence. So then the knowledge cannot be passed on. So then the wisdom and experience cannot be passed on to the young generation and tell them, this is serious what's taking place right now. It happened before. Like literally, it's a playbook. For your safety was the slogan in Nazi Germany. We're doing this for your safety. And we have to make rooms in the hospital by killing the disabled people. Like literally, they were doing this in Nazi Germany. Like it's disgusting. Anyway, so people were asking me what's that all about, and I said, so it's a perspective that people need to gain. And I was having a dinner last week in Vancouver with Kimberly and Michelle, and they were asking me, like, we really have a hard time. Why people cannot just get it? Like, people just don't understand what's going on right now. And I make a comparison because we're into music, so maybe it will help you guys too. It's like you're either musically inclined or you're musically deaf, right? You're tone deaf. You just don't get it. This is another way to look at it, right? So people through experiences, through knowledge, they will get that. But in any case, to help people connect to a warrior and defender inside of them, because we actually all have that inside. The new initiative is I Am Free Canadian is going to be for that, you know, because if you're native to this land, you have a war inside of you for sure. However, if you're an immigrant like myself, or second or third generation, whatever, guess what? Your grandparents or great-grandparents were willing to die, young men and women, so then you or your children could have freedom. I repeat, those people who we're supposed to protect right now and get rid of all the freedoms were willing to die young. So then the next generations will have freedoms. So it's a disgrace what the government is doing to the memory of all fallen soldiers, etc. So this is what we have to connect, because I have that legacy inside of me. My grandparent, my grandfather went all the way to Berlin. He was captured halfway, escaped, and went all the way to Berlin. And I'm sure if you look into your tree, you have that legacy inside of you. So we have to help Canadians connect to that, because the last thing that I'm going to say, there's so many parallels to show you that everything was by design to get us to this point from the agenda people. Like this whole concept of a nice Canadian, that we are nice, we're kind, you know, we apologize for everything. Sorry is our favorite word, they make song about it. It's by design. So then you're not going to stand up and you're going to say enough is enough. Don't mess with us. We're not going to take any of that stuff. No, we're not going to take this. So I Am Free Canadian is going to be for that. It's the social campaign, social platform to help us get more Canadians to stand up and realize that this is our time now to make sure that our children live in a country that's going to be free.
Take our country back.
We got to take our country back. Yes or yes? And as I travel across our beautiful country, I see people everywhere. And that's why it gives me hope. And it gives me passion and drive. People ask me, like, what backs me up and keeps me going? First of all, my children. We're going to have a new baby with Sarah. Sorry. So we're going to have a new baby in August. So 2 babies for me personally to make sure that they have freedoms, right? All the children, Macy and other children that I see around the world and in Canada fighting for their freedoms. We've got to make sure that we keep going for them. And that's why it fuels me up, guys. It's literally people like yourself doing the actions that you're doing every day, making a difference. Don't discount even the conversation that you have with somebody. You can never connect to the true impact from a smile, that you're able to smile to someone, right? Or you have that conversation, you tell them, hold on, okay? You're not alone. There are people out there like you. People are coming on board, doctors, scientists, lawyers, you know, they're taking a stand. Even sacrificing, you know, being fired, they're willing to take that stand. So we just have to support them the best that we can. So it's always a pleasure to be with all of you. Facts over fear, Will Essential, Love over fear. Those are the hashtag, just get them out there. Social media is important because it does influence people, it does influence the young people, and we're just going to win this because humanity does prevail always. Always, 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 always. So have faith in yourself above all, that you're going to do whatever it takes. And it is important to do whatever it takes for our freedoms, right? For ourselves, for our children, and to keep going no matter what. And be patient with yourself. When you don't feel 100%, do what you can. Everything matters, everything counts, and we love you guys. Make sure you come back after the march for all the rest of the speeches. Check out all the booths with signage, with everything else you can support us. We're always appreciative and grateful for all the support that you give to us. We're going to keep going. We're going to do whatever it takes. Freedom is essential! Thank you, thank you, thank you.